So in a sense, it's a progress report to myself. Pretending to be Shiva, right? That kind of Babaji, that whole you would take on that persona. Well, then I have to ask myself, how's that going for you? And then a close look, right? Well, for the most part, it's working. A little bit later in my life, and I would have preferred to have it work to this degree. I was aware of it earlier, but integration was harder. Now I have the time to integrate, so it's kind of nice that way, at least to bring the mental part of this together and back into the physical and reintegrate the whole system here. That's what it feels like to me. Back to that rebirth thing, because you have to. If you're going to be Shiva, then you have to come down into this body and say, who did I put in charge here? Is this the best I could come up with? And this goes for all of us, by the way. It's not just my particular perspective here. Well, maybe it is my particular perspective. Nonetheless, it seems applicable to the greater zeitgeist, right? I reach a point where I have to assume that everything I see, touch, and feel is my own mind. In a sense, it is, because the perceptive reality, how it identifies all being reborn again, that whole process, how you learn languages, that is my mind, our minds, your mind, this. So, having be able to get through that conditioned mind space, culturally based, the whole thing, really pulling those layers back and just, well, okay, what's left there? Beyond the words, in that Zen state of consciousness, connection with the Tao, still has to come down into this physical form. There's no, you can have all these thoughts, but unless you bring them into a practical reality with yourself, it's just a nice thought from my perspective. So that's what's going on with me. That's my progress report to myself, that I am successful in bringing it back into myself. And more, more and more happiness and joy. It's a synchronicity too. That whole thing, that we knew this, and now it's just bringing it to fruition. So it's in my case, at this point in my life, I'm very grateful. Thank you.